Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the most economical cars you can get for 5k. Now look, fuel prices have been pretty volatile over the last few years and they're quite steady at the moment, but that doesn't mean to say they won't move again. We've got an election in the US, an election in the UK over here, we've got the war in Ukraine still going on, and obviously the conflict in Gaza as well. So anything can happen. Now with all that doom and gloom, can you do anything about it? Well, there is one thing, and you can save at the pump by just getting a car that's fuel efficient. So, without further ado, let me show you my top 5 for under 5k. Let's get into it. Kicking things off with number 5, this car might raise a few eyebrows. It's the Renault Twingo, more specifically the 1litre SCE. Renault pinched a little idea from Porsche's playbook in 2014 by making the Twingo rear-engined. The idea was that with the engine in the rear, it provided space for a bigger interior without compromising on any of its safety features. Was it successful? It's questionable. The Twingo was actually scrapped in 2019, but there is a redesigned EV version due for launch in 2026. Regardless of that, there's no denying that this generation had an incredibly efficient engine range. Before we delve into the actual MPG figures, it's worth caveating for all the cars on this list that given the age of them, the manufacturer's quoted figures are all based on the old NEDC emission testings and not the current WLTP testing that came in 2017. So the actual figures I'm going to use are quite a bit less, and even more so as I've gone a little step further and checked them all out against Honest John's real MPG database. For any of you that don't know, the Honest John website gives you the ability to submit MPG readings for your car, and over time it can give a fairly accurate real-world MPG. Quoted figures for the 1litre SCE are 67 mpg, but you'll likely average something close to around 46, and obviously a lot more on a longer run. Still, nothing to be sniffed at. I'd opt for the dynamic trim, which includes 16-inch alloys, an upgraded exterior, and a part leather upholstery. With this, the Twingo becomes a fairly well-equipped package. With our budget, you'll be looking at a 2016 model with around 40,000 miles on the clock. As for reliability, there were a couple of recalls on this generation around seat belts and some panel adhesive issues. So just make sure they've been done, and as always, make sure to look for one with a good service history. Next up at number 4 is the Fiat 500. Now I think the recommendation here would be the 500 smallest engine offering, which is the 2-cylinder engine called the Twin Air, but it's actually worse than its 4-cylinder siblings, so just opt for the 1.2. Claimed MPG for the 1.2 is around 65. As alluded to before, that was under the old testing. Real world MPG is going to be closer to 48. Personally, that figure seems a little bit low to me, but I'm sure if you don't have a lead foot on you, you'll be able to squeeze a little more out of it. Opt for one with the lounge trim, as you'll get alloy wheels, aircon, and a sunroof as standard, and nowadays they don't cost a lot more than the standard pop trim. For £5,000, you'll easily get a 2015 model with about 50,000 miles on the clock. Now, reliability certainly isn't Fiat's strong suit, but avoid the automatics on this one, look for a good service history, and just make sure you take it for a good test drive, and you should be alright. Now to another UK favourite, the Kia Picanto. For anyone interested, after I had a quick look, Picanto in Korean means morning, and spicy in Spanish, so I'll let you decide what Kia we're going for with that name. The engine you want for supreme fuel efficiency is the 1litre VR7. According to Honest John, you'll get about 49 mpg against Kia's quoted figure of 67. Still, not bad at all. For £5,000, you'll be looking at 2016 models with 50,000 miles. You can also rest easy when it comes to reliability. There are no common faults associated with these models. And look, there's a reason Kia are confident enough to provide the length of warranties that they do. Up at number 2, a car that was cruelly killed off by Ford last year, the Ford Fiesta 1litre EcoBoost. This little engine provided the Fiesta range with a frugal yet gutsy power unit. With quoted figures of 65, you'll actually see more around 50 plus, but for a practical mid-size hatchback, I'd say that's pretty good going. For our budget of £5,000, you'll easily get a Z-Tech trim with just over 50,000 miles on the clock. Now look, these engines have been tarnished with the nickname EcoBoom, but the 3-cylinder unit only seems to really be troublesome when Ford have stuck it in their bigger offerings like the Mondeo or the C-Max, or somebody hasn't stuck to the service schedule.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Timely maintenance is really key with these engines, especially around oil changes. So ensure the records are up to date, and you should avoid any of the big problems. Now for number 1. It is the second generation Toyota Aygo. I feel we couldn't talk about fuel efficiency without our Japanese pioneer Toyota. The Aygo offers everything its big brother the Yaris does in a more compact package, and it really is one of the best city cars you can buy. There's only one engine option for the Argo, so that makes your choice simpler, and that's the 1 litre VVTi engine. Thankfully though, it's a good power unit. Quoted figures from Toyota again under the old test are 69 mpg, but you'll average around 52 according to Honest John, and you'll get close to mid-60s on a longer journey. To keep even more pennies in your pocket, if you buy one that was registered before April 2017, road tax is free due to the low emission levels. On top of that, insurance and maintenance costs are low, so as an overall frugal package, the Argo is pretty tough to beat. Opt for the X-Play package if you can, and you'll get aircon, cruise control, an upgraded infotainment system, and a more sporty looking exterior. With £5,000, you'll easily get a 2016 model with under 50,000 miles. As with Kia, Toyota are up there with some of the most reliable manufacturers, but as always, get one with a good service history and do a vehicle history check before buying. So there you have it, guys. Quite a short one for today, but I hope you found that list fairly useful. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do give that button a little prod for me. It really does help. And as always, if you've got any suggestions for the channel, anything you want to see, do let me know. But until next time, drive safe. God, got to come up with a better outro than that. Suggestions on that as well, please.